Welcome back. I don't have a clever intro for this one. Honestly, I did not enjoy watching this game because I'm not happy that Boston lost tonight. That was a depressing game to watch. And then to be told after that I'm not an actual Boston fan, because how dare I not be enraged about these clear, horrible, terrible calls. And I need to start calling out terrible officiating as if me standing here every single night and telling you the officiating was terrible, what horrible officiating, these officials are terrible, would make any difference. It never has. There have been times in the past where I've stood here and I've talked about a call that I didn't like, and you know what? It came across as whining, and I don't do that anymore. I don't do the whole whining thing because it's true. It does come across as whining, and teams that are going to win overcome bad calls. Now this game here, I was informed that if the Canucks and the Oilers had a game that featured a lot of power plays, well, clearly the Oilers are going to destroy them. I was also told the Oilers would destroy them tonight, and they kind of did. But there's a guy named Silovs who didn't get the memo. Thank God for Silovs. And he was up against Skinner tonight. I would like to thank Oiler fans for serenading Silovs. It clearly inspired him to play better. Although at least Oiler fans knew to stop when Silovs was playing really well. Canuck fans don't stop. So early jump for the Canucks, some big hits. Skinner holds on. The Oilers press are kept to the outside. There's a glove save on Hronik. So the Canucks got off to a good start on the road. Nurse then has a screenshot that saved. The Oilers press at 2 minutes. Besser has a shot that deflects wide as the Canucks get some pressure. There's a power play for Edmonton. They were 2 for 4 in this series coming in, and they went 2 for 4 tonight as well. There's an early cycle, it's cleared, and then with 7 seconds left in the power play, so they almost killed it, but Ekholm scores from Kane and Nurse at 5:37. So there you go. 7 seconds left in the power play. The Oilers are ahead, and all I'm thinking is it might be a long night. Could very well be. That was the sixth shot on net for Edmonton. There were only 2 for the Canucks. That was the storyline tonight too. I watched as both the teams I root for got a total of 36 shots, 18 each. So the Oilers then look for another. There's puck pressure for the Oilers. No easy chances for Vancouver, really. Oilers are defending quite well to this point. We then get a power play for the Canucks. People forget the Canucks power play can be pretty good. Yes, it's been cold at times, but it can be pretty good as well. So there's an early cycle. Miller has a shot that's blocked. There's more cycling, and then Lindholm on a goal that was originally given to Besser. It is changed to Lindholm. If you watch the replay, it clearly gets tipped by Lindholm. Hughes with the other assist, and with Besser at 8:43. The shots are 7-6 Canucks with 9.5 minutes left. So they start flipping the script a little bit on the Oilers here. The Oilers press are kept to the outside. Kane has a shot that's blocked. The Canucks rush. There's a net feed to Kane that gets picked off. And then at 13:17, Besser wires one from the slot on a nice pass from Miller. Myers with the other assist. Yeah, JT Miller and Brock Besser have great chemistry together out there. It's suddenly 2-1 for Vancouver. Canucks have a 3-on-2 that's defended. Bluger has a net feed that's picked off. There's a post for Kane on a 3-on-1 rush, so Kane's all around it tonight. Fogel's denied. Shilovs holds there. And then Besser has a shot that's blocked before he scores from Suter at 18:33. If you look close, you'll see the words hat trick. I also put not and a little arrow in there. So it's a first period not hat trick by Besser. It's 2 goals and an assist. And he goes far side from in close. And I didn't think Skinner had a particularly strong game tonight. So I don't know what they're going to do going into game 4. My guess is they come back with Skinner. That's my guess. So that was the 9th shot on net for Vancouver and the 3rd goal for them in the game. Desharnais robbed. There's a dog pile at the net. Hughes actually made the save there. Oilers pressed to close it out, and they're a post away from 3-2. I believe it was 4 posts they hit tonight. So it's 3-1 Vancouver after 1. Second period. Ceci has a shot that's blocked during an early press by the Oilers. Hughes fires one high on a turnover chance. Bouchard has a shot that's held. Mikheyev has a rush chance that's saved. Perry says he scored. The review says no. I thought it was in myself personally, but it's that angle from in front, and that can be deceptive. Flames fans, hi. But it can be deceptive, and so that goal doesn't count. So yeah, no goal there. But the Oilers do go to the power play on that play anyways, and you know they're going to score here. So there's an early clear and then another. There's a shorthanded chance for Amon that's held. I'm going to take a pause here and say Amon and Linus Karlsson were 2 of the Canucks' best forwards tonight. They're good players from Abbotsford. They got called up along with, there were 13 in total that got called up. Amon and Karlsson, perfect plug-ins. They were used late in the game. Absolutely great play by both of them tonight. And it shows that the program the Canucks have now with developing players is working pretty darn well. So, after that, Hyman has a rush that's defended. The Oilers cycle, and then Draisaitl buries one on a cycle, and it was from a sharp angle as well. Nugent Hopkins and Bouchard with the assists at 3:35 makes it 3-2. Then Foegele to Perry near miss. The Oilers with some momentum. Garland misses one wide from in close. The shots are 3-2 for the Oilers at 6 minutes. The Canucks would get stuck on 2 shots for a while. The Oilers press at 7 minutes. There's a near miss for Holloway. The next chance he has is held. It's all Oilers since the Draisaitl goal. Nurse is denied as the Canucks are getting pinned down. Foegele has a screenshot that's held. Silovs aware that his teammates need to get a line change, and they did on that. So good for Silovs. But the Oilers' forecheck leads to another press. Garland then rushes. His net feed's picked off. A post for Draisaitl on a net drive. Heavy Oilers press follows that as well. Then Draisaitl has a rush chance that's saved. Soucy was in the Canucks locker room for the rest of the second period. Would return for the third. Shots are 11-2 for the Oilers with 8 minutes left. We then get a power play for the Canucks. There's an early clear. Hughes has a rush chance that's saved. It's cleared again. The Oilers' forecheck prevents a setup. It's cleared again when the Canucks do get into the zone. There's a late cycle. Power play's killed off. 1 shot on net. With 3:18 left, the Canucks go back to the power play. So the ref sucks. Ref's told that he sucks. Early clear and then another. And then Lindholm tips one. 5-hole. Good cycle leads to this one as well at 17:34. And it's Miller and Hughes with the assists. So JT Miller had himself a bit of a game tonight. And for Elias Lindholm, I hands up all the Canuck fans that still wish they had Kuzmenko instead of Lindholm. Really? That many? Anyways, so that was tip 5-hole, and then with 1:04 left, it's 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and Zadorov's is damn lucky that it was 4-on-4, because he puts Evander Kane into the bench, which I mean that's fine, but then he like delivered a punch on him too. Like, just why? Like, I understand like Evander Kane could be aggravating to play against, but Zadorov I thought went a little bit over the line tonight. And against the Oilers, you don't want to be doing that. So thankfully, because there's also a punch thrown from the bench, it's 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and therefore the fans decide the referee sucks again. And there was a heavy Oilers press to close it out, because 4-on-4, there's some good Oilers out there that like the open ice. But after 2 periods, somehow the score's 4-2 for Vancouver. Third period, Pickard's in to start the period. He was not busy in the third period. Again, I don't think there's enough there to say, oh, well, they should go to Pickard for game 4. Draisaitl has a net drive that saved. Early press by the Oilers. Soucy's back on the ice. Ceci has a rush chance that's saved. The Oilers press after. Kane has a net feed that's held. The shots are 4-0 Oilers a minute and a half in. And honestly, for all the notes that are on this board, there was so much I didn't write down because, the Canucks were in their own zone. Basically, like the Zamboni after this game, I don't think it needs to worry about cleaning the end of the ice that the Oilers were in because puck's barely there. So then Zadorov goes back to the box, and it was a dumb penalty. So again, I'm like, okay, stop it. Just please stop taking penalties. Draisaitl's denied. Back-to-back clears after that. McDavid has a net drive that's defended. Hyman has a shot that's held. And despite having 5 shots on that power play, Silovs is a hero, and thus it is killed off. Oilers more than doubling the Canucks in shots, and that would be how the game ended as well, with the Oilers more than doubling the Canucks in shots. Ryan has a rush chance that's held. There's back-to-back Canucks icings. So the McDavid line comes on, and this is when Tocchet starts reading the riot act to his players, because they're not winning the faceoffs, and when they do, they're panicking, they're icing, they're not playing with any kind of confidence. You could see he was getting more and more frustrated, and 7.5 minutes in, the shots are 10-0 for Edmonton. So totally understandable that Tocchet would be frustrated, even though the Canucks have a 2-goal lead. And then they keep icing the puck, which is definitely playing with fire against the Oilers. Hyman then has a chance that's held, and then there's another icing after that. Vancouver has a 4-on-2 that's defended. Bit of a sloppy 4-on-2. What made me nervous there too was that Soucy was part of that 4-on-2, and I thought if they turned that puck over and Soucy's up the ice, oh boy. But at any rate, McDavid has a rush chance after that that's saved. So yeah, it was McDavid going the other way. The Oilers press after. It's really all Oilers. The shots are 17-1 for the Oilers with 9.5 minutes left. So, well, the internet's telling me how stupid I am for my review of the Boston game. I'm watching this and I'm like, this is a great night. This is fun. So the Oilers draw a power play. The Canucks really overwhelmed at this point in the game. Silovs holds as the Oilers cycle to the net as they get closer. There's more cycling. The Canucks clear back-to-back. They kill that off. No shots on net. So that Silovs hold was just to get a whistle. And yeah, there were no shots on net during that power play. Then there's a near miss for Besser on a 3-on-2 rush. That would have been the hat trick. Didn't go. Goalie pull happens with 3:40 left. Ekholm has a shot that's held with 2:39 left. The Oilers call a timeout. JT Miller hits a post from about 190 feet away from it. And then at 18:44, Silovs just can't save them all. Initially, it looked like it was Hyman's goal, but Hyman apparently touched it after it had already gone in. Bouchard scores from Ekholm and Draisaitl. I may have said some words at that point because I'm like, oh goody, it's 4-3. Please don't. So I'm having Dallas flashbacks, Boston flashbacks, like all three of the teams I root for. Go look at shot totals in their series. Oh wait, nah, don't bother. But anyways, what's interesting too is they put Skinner in, so they do a goalie change to get a few moments here. Like Mike Keenan would be proud, but they do pull the goalie again a few seconds later. So with 1:10 left, they had opportunities. And while there's a schmozzle at the horn, the Canucks hold on. They win this one 4-3. They lead the series 2-1. I have no bloody idea how they did it, other than Silovs. I think a statue belongs right next to Pat Quinn, Roger Nielsen, wherever. Silovs deserves a statue. Shots on net 11-9 Vancouver in the first, and then it's the Silovs show. 14-4 Oilers in the second, 22-3 Oilers in the third. Final shots 45-18 for the Oilers. Of course, usually when it's a game like this, people will jump in with, "Oh yeah, but most of those shots were from the outside." Not in this one, they weren't. Power plays 2 for 3 for Vancouver, 2 for 4 for the Rangers. Hits 50-30 for the Vancouver Canucks. Silovs saved 42 out of 45. Skinner, rough night for him. 11 shots, 11 saves on 15 shots. Pickard saved 3 out of 3. And I've wondered throughout these playoffs, like, is Skinner the goaltender who can get the Oilers over the hump in the playoffs? And in the event that Vancouver does somehow, some way, just steal this series, that's a question that's going to get asked. But I was told before the series, too, the Canucks could not beat the Oilers with getting 20 shots in a game. You're right. They only had 18 tonight and they got the win. So I'm happy they got the win. Again, I have no bloody idea how they did it, but it's Silovs. And yeah, so anybody that thinks I get paid by the NHL, I don't know what to tell you. I have called out the NHL on the concussion lawsuit. I did that for years. I have no problem calling the NHL out on stupidity. And really, honestly, when people want to complain about the officiating, it's every single game all the time. And in the playoffs, it gets amped up to 100. And it's every single year. And so, yeah, I don't see that it's a good conversation to have. And when it involves a team that I root for, I especially pull myself emotionally out of it and think, all right, what could logically be the reason here? Because otherwise, I just sound like a whiny, entitled fan, and I don't want to do that. So I don't think the league has it out for any team. I think that the teams that are winning the series, other than this one, the teams that are controlling the series are generally the ones that are up. Although that Carolina Rangers series is much closer than the 3-1 series would make it look, but the Rangers have had the key goals when they needed them. Canes haven't up until that last game, and we'll see if they can stay alive tomorrow. But I'm done for tonight, so thank you guys so much for all your support. I know that people get upset. I know people get mad in the moment. I understand that in the playoffs that gets amped up as well. For me, I have to stay level-headed because in the past, and I'm talking about the last 7 years, when I've gotten upset and I've gotten angry, and about a call or something that happens in the game, and then I spend a lot of time talking about it after, it doesn't come across particularly well. I do still reserve the right, though, to call out a team that I root for if I don't feel like they've played particularly well. I would do that with the Canucks tonight, but, Silovs just looked absolutely fantastic tonight. So, yeah, really, really proud of the guy and hope the Canucks can understand this was a theft that they performed tonight with their goaltender's help, and they're going to have to play better in the next game because the Oilers are really not going to be happy. One thing that's important to take note of is 5-on-5, the Canucks did not give the Oilers much. They get the 2 goals on the power play, and then the third goal of the game was a 6-on-5 with the goalie pulled kind of goal. So Vancouver's done well 5-on-5 against Edmonton. They're going to have to keep that up and then try to stay out of the box. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And today was just a rough day for me in general. Outside of all the hockey, it's just been not a great day. So at any rate, probably affecting my mood as well, which I don't bring into videos either. I don't stand here and talk about that. I used to talk about that. I don't talk about that anymore. All right, thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.